Right, it's me, Hunter. Oh, I'm working out my arms. I'm 2 years and 3 months on testosterone, so I like to report my changes once a month. Uh, for my own vlog and for you guys to watch, obviously. So I think my voice may have dropped a little bit. I'm not sure about that. It just, kind of fluctuates. Sometimes I can't tell. Just like it's 2020 hindsight, because I hear my voice every day. So maybe there's some voice drop, maybe there's not. So what's been going on? Well, I went to go get my top surgery, and guess what happened? It snowed, and I had to drive 2.5 hours to get to the hospital. And I wasn't able to do that because the one day out of the year that it snowed so bad, uh, that there was a storm warning, and we got about a foot of snow here. I couldn't even get my truck out of the driveway. Uh, I had to cancel. I said I had to cancel. I've been waiting to get the surgery, and then that happens. But I didn't get pushed back another 3 to 4 months like I did last time. Um, I got pushed back 3 weeks, which isn't as bad. So yeah. So we'll see what happens, and then I'll be back on here and tell you guys all about it and show you my results, things like that, as promised, if you're interested. I'm also on TikTok where I do my live chats there. So if you want to join me, uh, type in Hunter E. King. That's for Hunter Elijah King. So that's Hunter E. King. Uh, Somebody came into my chat from the found me from this YouTube asking me about um, have I had any surgeries, and that doesn't bother me. It's not because of my age that doesn't bother me. It's just something I don't think would have bothered me because I understand why somebody would be curious about that. As long as you're not rude about it, I'm okay with you asking. And I haven't had any lower surgeries. I'll say it again, I haven't had any lower surgeries. I'm not embarrassed about it. I think some people don't want to be asked, and they say, well, they wonder why people are asking what's in your pants. You don't ask a cis male what's in his pants. Well, you're not going to ask a cis male what's in his pants, unless you want to have sex with him and then you want to know what's in his pants, maybe the size. I mean, but otherwise, you might ask a trans guy if he's had the surgery. If you're curious, a lot of trans guys may be offended by that, but if you haven't had the surgery, you might feel embarrassed and say, well, it's none of your business. And if you've had the surgery, you might say, sure, I've had the surgery, and tell people all about it. You know, and you might want to brag a little bit about it, and you're not embarrassed. See, because now you got something down there. That's the way I look about it. I don't think it's an age thing. I just think it's a guy thing. So, haven't had lower surgery, and I'm just still waiting. Any other changes? Well, I think I'm still getting. Of course, I'm getting facial hair because beards do grow. For instance, if I were to shave, um, I shave it all off, it would all start growing back in. So that proves it's growing. So mine tends to bunch up, but it's getting longer. It's getting longer. It just it tends to be so curly and coarse. And sometimes I'll iron it out, to where it looks even longer. Because it is longer. It's just like I said, it has a mind of its own, so it does its own thing. I don't mind it. Hair on top of my head. Yeah, it's still thinning. Um, it's still thinning out, and I'm letting it grow. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna let it grow. Uh, shoot, yeah, I'm letting it grow. But it seems to be getting thinner. It could still be the same as it was, probably the same as it was even last month. I'm not finding hair all over the place. I usually when my hair starts to thin out, I find hairs everywhere, like my shirt, especially my shirt. To see it like um, I don't know, pillow or on the bed or whatever. But I haven't been seeing a whole lot of hair fall out. It just seems thinner to me. I mean, I'm just becoming more aware of it. I'm not sure about that. But I've decided I'm not going to stop taking testosterone. Testosterone over it. Uh, but some of you guys, I know you don't even want to go on testosterone because you're afraid of losing your hair. But it comes along with the territory, and you sign up for it. So yeah, because I told my friend, I said I think my hair's thinning some more, and he said, well, that comes along with the territory of being a man. And I felt like he was being so insensitive. And then I got upset with him. And I told him, I said, I'm going to tell everybody next time I go on YouTube that you said that. And he got mad about that. Um, because, I kind of want to be babied about it. I want somebody to give me a hug and say, oh, it's okay. It's okay if you're losing your hair's thinning out. It's not like, well, that's what you get. Eddie said, well, he didn't say it like that. Like, well, that's what you get. Um, I said, well, you got a full head of hair, so it's easy for you to say. And so there starts an argument about hair loss and stuff. It's kind of dumb. Yeah, it does come along with the territory, and I did sign up for it. Uh, and what gets to me is when I see on posting boards. I don't really read posting boards anymore, especially on hair loss. But you see a lot of young guys saying, and cis males, saying, they could see if you're in middle age or you're 40, 50, 60, losing your hair. They could see that being okay, and a guy being okay with that. They can't see being in their 20s and losing their hair. That's not right. And then me thinking, I think I remarked back to like, well, nobody wants to lose their hair. It doesn't matter what age you are. I mean, does it make it any better because you're older? It's okay. It makes it okay if you're older. Like, you're ready to die anyway, so who cares what happens to you? That's what I got out of it. It's like, but if you're 20, you're a full person. You're a whole person, so that's okay. It's not okay then if you lose your hair, but it's just not. It doesn't feel okay no matter what age you are. And I'm sure I can vouch for other guys my age that are trying to cover it up by wearing wigs and are losing their confidence, things like that. It's not like it just gradually starts at 20, then you're 30, then you're 40. And then you go, yeah, it's been thin that whole time. It can actually just start going. I just saw it recently where a guy is trans, but he had his hair. He was on testosterone for what 12 years, he said, and he had his hair, like a full head of hair, and just lost it within a year. So I'm not trying to scare you, because if you want to go on testosterone or not, and you're gonna have to deal with if you're gonna lose your hair or not. Do you want to go on testosterone? You can battle with yourself until you make that final decision. Um, but I've seen guys on testosterone, young ones, lose their hair in their 20s, like totally bald, or just hardly enough hair to even keep it, just shave it off, and not even care. And then I've seen guys that are very self-conscious about it and go out and wear a wig. They go out, oh, want the hair club for men, which that's something I wouldn't do because I really don't want to be gluing hair on top of my head. That's I just don't want to do that every day. And um, yeah, it just really depends on the person and what you're comfortable with and what you think you're going to be comfortable with if you haven't started testosterone. And I'm pretty sure if you don't lose all your hair, it will thin, and that should be okay because that's that's what happens to men. You know, their hair does thin, and some women. I mean, it happens to women as they get older. I've seen it. You know, they start to bald, and they wear wigs, and they have no problem wearing wigs. So, but I mean, and there's mostly men that they go bald, they don't care because it's more normal. It seems more normal anyway. It seems more normal for a guy to lose his hair, and people don't really look and go, look, that guy's lost his hair. Oh my God! But if they see a woman, and then she's bald or losing hair, then they're like, wow, look at that woman. She's hardly got any hair. I said, wow, why in the West she's going bald? So there's a difference between male and female. But it doesn't make it any better because you're older and losing your hair. Like, well, shit, that just happens. That's the way it's supposed to be. It doesn't make a difference. A person's a person that has feelings about every, it's just as much as if you were younger. So I really think that younger people don't understand when they comment. I can see somebody older losing their hair. That's okay. They're not younger. It's it's just the way it is. It doesn't matter. It does. It does matter. What else are we gonna talk about? I'm gonna stay on here forever. Um, just join me on my live chats on TikTok, Hunter E King. Don't forget the E. Subscribe. I don't get a lot of subscribers still to this day. Uh, and and that's okay. I mean, it's like it's not hurt my feelings or anything. Um, but I think the people that comment that they're getting something out of what I'm saying, that I do appreciate that. So I think there are people that are getting something out of what I'm saying because I know that I did when I used to watch YouTubers. I get something. I take a little bit away. If it's just one thing, one little thing away from each person, put it all together to help me. And so that was worth subscribing for to me, or hitting like I did like if I just got one thing out of what they were saying to apply to myself, to my own transition. So even if it's somebody I don't even like, well, I can't say who because I can't even remember everybody. Um, I guess I could say the one I really didn't like was just when they complain. Every time they get on, they complain because thought they were too old to start transitioning. So, but they did it anyway. And then they started saying that after they got the surgeries and everything, they were still complaining uh, about being too old. Like, why didn't I start this shit sooner? Right? And then they were complaining as they were getting their top surgery. Why didn't I do this shit sooner? My wife stopped me. It just kept going. It was going on and on. And why in the hell am I losing my hair? But I still got a little something from that person. I still got a little something out of it. Like, I know I felt the same way. Like, why didn't I start this shit sooner? But I didn't want to say it in every single video. Because then that's going to discourage somebody down the line. Like, that was starting to discourage me. Um, even though I felt that way. Because, you can't go back in time and start it all over. And you can't go back. That's just the way it is. I think he was blaming his wife because his wife, he said his wife didn't want him to transition, and so he didn't, and he let his wife make that decision for him. And eventually he came around and said, go ahead and transition. So he did. And then he was complaining the whole time, even during surgeries, after the surgeries. Yeah. What else? Oh, well, you guys may put in the comments below why some people transition from female to male and then turn around and say now they're female again. Because I've been seeing that a lot lately. They're not detransitioning, they're just saying that's what their pronouns are. She, her, and they, and them. And I'm seeing more and more of that. What's with that? Why did you transition? Now you're saying you want to look like a male, sound like a male, act like a male, whatever, but you're still a girl. Please enlighten me on that, because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why go to the trouble. Yeah, not that that's really the topic I really choose to get into. I just don't understand. Maybe somebody understands that and they can explain that to me. I'm not talking about non-binary. I'm not talking about you don't know what, you don't feel like a female, you don't feel like a male, you don't know what gender you are. So why take testosterone? And that's from female to male. I'm seeing more of that. Now as far as male to female, I'm not seeing as much as that. I'm not seeing those women complaining and saying that they're still a male. Maybe there are some. I haven't seen it. I have personally not seen it. So let's get with the gender. What gender are you? You got to put that on your ID, your driver's license eventually. I mean, what if you end up going to jail? Where are they going to put you? What section? The non-binary section? Because there isn't one. So figure it out. So a guy I just saw recently said he got his identity stolen and been on testosterone for 12 years. Looks like a male. Feels like a male. Acts like a male. Whatever, he wants to be a male. Is a male. But he forgot to go change his identity markers. So now he's embarrassed. He didn't get around to it. A lot of guys don't get around to it. So you just get on that. I'm going to get on you to get on that. As in my other videos, get to the courthouse, pay that fee, and pick out a name and stick with it, and have your name changed on everything. It's going to come up later and bite you in the ass one day. I'm going to go. Uh, I'll let you know what's going on with my surgeries and everything. Hair, surgeries, whatever you want to know, put in the comments below. And by the way, I'm not a lesbian because somebody wrote that on here on my videos that they thought I was just a lesbian. That like a closeted lesbian. I can't remember how the whole comment meant. But I've been there, done that, and I bought the T-shirt, so I already know I'm not a lesbian. So tried it. I tasted it, didn't like the taste of it. It's just not who I am. So you can keep calling me that, and it's not going to bother me. Subscribe. I appreciate it, and peace out. Talk to you later.